February 28, 1973. A hospital in San Miguel, Argentina. Middleweight boxing champion Carlos Monzon is rushed into emergency surgery. 2 bullets, one in the arm, the other in the shoulder. The nation waits, shocked and breathless. To the press, Monzon offered a simple explanation. He said he had been preparing to go hunting. A .22 caliber revolver slipped from his hand and discharged as it hit the ground. An accident, he said. Nothing more. He smiled for the cameras. Calm, controlled, a fighter used to pain. But the questions came quickly. How could a single fall result in 2 bullets entering a man's body? And why wasn't there more of an investigation? For the moment, the police accepted the story. But among fans, reporters, and even neighbors, suspicion brewed. Welcome to Whistle Case, sports true crime and loss. Viewer discretion is advised. All information provided is public record and for educational purposes. Mental health crisis? Please seek help by calling or texting 988. Carlos Monzon was more than a sports hero in Argentina. He was a symbol of national pride. Raised in poverty, he fought his way out, literally. He turned pro in 1963, and by the time he retired, he had fought 100 times. His record: 87 wins, only 3 losses, and 59 knockouts. In 1970, he stunned the world by knocking out Italian playboy and the late Olympic champion Nino Benvenuti in Rome. He defended his title 14 times and became a global superstar. The French adored him. The Argentines worshipped him. But for all his victories inside the ring, his private life told a different story. Monzon's fame came with excess: women, alcohol, and an increasingly volatile temper. He often traveled with actresses and models, frequently clashing with photographers. His scuffles with paparazzi became legend. Several ended up hospitalized. Still, the press mostly looked the other way. Monzon was untouchable. As he recovered from surgery, details began to leak. Neighbors reported hearing a violent argument the morning of the incident, a fight in the yard, screaming. Minutes later, the gunshots. At first, no one wanted to believe it. The idea that someone so beloved, so powerful, might be living in chaos behind closed doors. But whispers became rumors, and rumors pointed towards someone close, someone Monzon had spent over a decade with. Mercedes Beatriz Garcia, known in Argentina as Pelusa, meaning fluff, had been married to Monzon for nearly 12 years. Together, they had 3 children, one of whom many believe was adopted from one of Monzon's alleged affairs. In public, she played the part of the doting wife. She even told the press, quote, "I've always told Carlos to be careful with his weapons, but people think badly and try to make me responsible. It wasn't me. It was only an accident." But investigators were less convinced. A gun may fire once when dropped, but twice, and both bullets hitting the target? Highly unlikely. Though no charges were filed, many believe Mercedes had pulled the trigger in a moment of rage, provoked by yet another betrayal. Time out. Let us know what you think down in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content on sports true crime and loss. Now, back to the Whistle Case story. An affair, perhaps many, and a pattern of behavior that had long gone unchallenged. Monzon's longtime trainer, Amilcar Brusa, stood before the press. Calm, controlled. He downplayed the shooting, said it wouldn't affect Carlos's rematch with Emil Griffith. What he didn't say: 1 bullet was too deep to remove. It would stay in Monzon's body forever. A constant reminder of what violence inside the home can cause. After the shooting, Monzon returned to the ring. But something was different. Against Roydale in Rome, he looked unfocused. Flat. He still won by knockout, but his usual sharpness was missing. That morning, Monzon had received devastating news. His younger brother Zacharias had been murdered in a work dispute. Another death surrounding a Monzon fight. It wouldn't be the last. 15 years later, the violence that haunted Monzon's life exploded into tragedy. In 1988, he and his girlfriend, actress Alicia Muniz, fell from a second-story balcony. Monzon claimed it was an accident. The coroner disagreed. Muniz had been strangled before the fall. Carlos Monzon was arrested. In 1989, he was sentenced to 11 years in prison for her murder. The courtroom overflowed. Some wept for Alicia. Others wept for the legend who had fallen so far. Even in prison, Monzon remained a spectacle. Actor and part-time boxer Mickey Rourke visited to spar. The footage? Monzon knocked Rourke out cold. It was sold to the press. On January 8, 1995, while returning from a weekend furlough, Carlos Monzon died in a car crash. He was 52. The accident killed his friend and injured another passenger. Some say it was just bad luck. Others whispered he crashed on purpose. Carlos Monzon was more than a fighter. He was a storm, a man who rose from nothing to become one of the greatest boxers of all time. But with that rise came destruction. The bullet left in his body was more than a wound. It was a symbol of the people hurt, the truths buried, and the pain that never healed. What do you believe? Did Monzon's wife shoot him? Was that crash an accident? Was it a suicide? Here at Whistle Case Sports True Crime and Loss, we tell stories to shine light on mental health of athletes. If you or anyone you know are in a mental health crisis, please call or text 988. Let us know what story you want to hear next. Subscribe to Whistle Case Sports True Crime and Loss for more true crime stories at the intersection of sports, tragedy, and humanity.